how should I introduce you?
Just Elaine.
All right. All right. Hello and welcome to Spy Party Competitive League 8. I am Slappy Davis and I am joined by
Elaine. Hi
who
everyone, I'm new.
it's also new but not new to the competitive scene because we've been watching them play in Challenger, which is awesome because one of our matches today is a Challenger match, and we're gonna have all of the awesome insights into that as well.
Yeah,
Let's
very
see.
excited to get into these games. I see Gunxang, who is my partner in Sumago.
Yeah, and Gunxang and was it Drava? We're gonna
Yeah,
go
it's
with for
Java.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, how have you played Drava yet? Or
I have not, but I expect to play them very soon.
all right, so you're gonna be like trying to farm strategies as we go through this, which will be great.
Yes, I'm hoping.
And then Gunxang is your Samego partner, you're saying, and so like I'm trying
Yes,
to
and
figure
I,
out
I
like
played Gunxang sort of before the competitive league as well. So we played, I don't know, like maybe like 5 or 6 matches together just in the evening, chill matches. So I really like their play style. Yeah.
nice. Well, we're gonna see how they match up because Challenger's been really fun so far this season. So I'm really happy that we have a match going together and that we got the inside line on them. So let's jump over to the picks and bans for Drava versus Gunjang. Um, we got all right, bans. We got Drava bans Redwoods, Gunjang bans Pub 83 of 7. Um, Not uncommon bans. Obviously, the Redwoods ban is sad for me because I love Redwoods, but not totally not understandable. Pub any 3 of 7, and then with the restricts on Tayan and Courtyard. Any feelings or thoughts there?
Redwoods and Taean definitely just very annoying for snipers. Java probably doesn't want to spend too much brain juice on focusing on sniping on these menus. Yeah, I think Gunson's uh picks and bans tend to be inspired by like more recent plays. It's not always the same.
Nice. So like where they're feeling comfortable at the moment. And that's actually true. So I like what you're saying there because like my bans and restricts and picks are kind of like they've kind of solidified into like a set number of ones, even when it's a bad choice. Like I actually have been making some bad choices in my drafting this season because I'm not adapting to the fact that I've changed as a player. But it's just like I just always pick and ban these. This is just what I do. I always do these ones. But don't look it up if anyone's gonna play me. Don't go look at my picks and bans.
It's
It's
the
fine.
trauma.
It is. And we got the double. So what's interesting here is we have the ban on pub coming from Gunshang, and Drava picks any 2 of 3 balcony and doubles it. So we'll still be getting a small flirt, very focused venue coming out. So that might have been very intentional by Drava. I don't know if they've picked balcony often. And then the exact opposite side of the spectrum, we have any 5 of 8 library in the double. And then continuing on that, we have another smaller venue with high rise on the single and another large venue with modern. So, like, really clear stylistic preferences coming through on the picks as well. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like some people don't even bother banning balcony because it's not really popular in competitive. But it seems like Java, I feel like this is their second time picking balcony. So if you're in Challenger, and you don't like balcony, make sure to ban it against Java, I guess.
Yeah, no, you do because like I actually and I love that you're totally right. A lot of people don't even bother banning balcony. And if you actually get good at balcony, you start to specialize in it. It is something you can actually get a lot of leverage on because people hate wasting a ban on it because they'd actually rather ban something. Now that said, balcony has a reputation for being kind of a coin flipping map. So one of the reasons why people don't bother banning is they feel like it's so luck based. But there's a bunch of people, myself included, that while I do find Spy a little uninteresting on balcony. I'm not making a lot of cool choices often. Sniper's actually really cool. I actually really enjoy watching snipers play balcony. I enjoy sniping balcony. I don't enjoy it competitively because I'm not great at it, but I think it's got really interesting choices in there. So I'm super interested to see how that plays out. Which, in fact, we are gonna see first. Um, uh, uh, who is gonna be the first spy? It looks like Gunxang is gonna be the first spy on balcony. And we are gonna jump into this set. Are you all set and loaded up with looks like Gunxang on Taft?
Loading. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Okay. So we are gonna kick it off. This is Challenger with Drava versus Gunxang. Gunxang is spy as Taft in 3, 2, 1, playing it. We got a lot of bounces back behind the. Oh man. So okay. Interesting
Everyone's in
thing happened
combo.
here. We got highlight on our entrance into Convo because we spent a lot of time behind Ambassador, and there's a little bit of like this twitch.
And the end of it.
But oh, there's a red banana bread.
Oh, we
Oh, we're
go.
just instantly dead. So we were probably. This is actually kind of okay. We got unlucky at the beginning of this because we were immediately highlight while we were under AI control. That sucks, right? Like, Gunxang actually didn't do anything wrong because AI control bounced us near Ambassador and made it look like we might be bugging. But what Gunxang didn't know is that we had this potential bug credit, so we do an early banana bread because that's actually smart, right? You can get the banana bread out of the way. Everybody's in conversation, so you're not worried about pressing against there. But in Drava's perspective, they might be finishing, right? That might be an early banana bread attempt to finish. So even if we hit a white banana bread, we might have gotten shot. So I'm actually kind of okay with the fact that we hit a red banana bread and we don't have to feel so bad about the AI screwing us over. What a crazy start, actually.
Early finish. I think the red might be because trying to hit a green, right? Because greens are so important on balcony.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if we hit, I could actually talk about that forever. I'm gonna go to the next game and talk about some of my thoughts on that because while we have extra time in that, because I love balcony, talking about weird little balcony things like that. That's a crazy game. I actually really like that one. It is unfortunate, two unfortunate things happening for Gunjang there. So we'll see if they're able to pull it back. We got Drava on Salmon starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So what's really interesting is like, man, if that game kept going though, it's just a really interesting choice. If you banana bread first before flirting, and let's say you're right. Let's say we hit the green. That's gonna put so much scrutiny on the talkers, and that
Free
seduction
flirt.
target comes to us, and we get a nice little flirt in there before we go in. Really cool moment there
Right
too.
next to Amber, got the highlight.
Yeah, do you think that highlights for just positioning or just like the fact that we're a little bit worried about a bug there?
It
And
can
the end
be
of red.
worrying. Oh, that's the BB. That's one out. I felt like it couldn't be worrying because they were all zoomed in. So it either happened or didn't.
Yeah, and if so, what the nice thing here for Gunjing is if it was a bug on the way in, and there was banana bread. The unless the double agent was general, it's guaranteed the game would have just been over. So we know it's not the bug in there, but we don't get bumped back down. Sometimes there's that thing where you're like, okay, that person might have bugged, and then there's banana bread, and
Oh, we
then if
started
the game doesn't
talking
end,
and then joined. Oh, we double talked. This is a double talk, isn't it?
I think so. And we do have 49%. So if we leave and we come back and we join next to Seduction Target, we could hit. And we are going to go to the exact corner here. It might look like Irish is flirting with us. So I'm curious if Irish is actually going to get some credit in here. We're going to pass on Ambassador. We have a drink in hand, though, so it's not going to be a bug opportunity. And we'll see if we can hit it. We do not.
Oh.
We could go for briefcase. We could go for briefcase to reset. No, General's going to go to it first. We can't stay here. We're just going to time out. It looks like we can bug maybe at the last second, but we do not have the time
Bit
to wait for
far.
this.
Oh, that's too transparent.
Yeah, so if we'd hit the green, it looks like we would have been close enough for the 50. Yeah, we would have been definitely close enough for the 51. So um, uh, if we hit the green, we would have just won, right? Because we didn't get shot in what would have been the cooldown time or the countdown time. So close game there, but couldn't hit the green. Too many far flirts, and yeah. So we are tied up. So at least with that bad luck first game, we're no worse for wear.
More balcony.
More balcony. All right, we got Gunxang as Papa Danger on balcony in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I wonder if they're castrating pick. I've seen Taft and Salmon in both of these games. I want to say maybe even Disney as well. Do you pick cast on balcony or you just let it random?
I love randomizing, but I usually pick my Amba. So this is a very thin Amba.
It is a very thin amp, but yeah, I didn't even actually clock that for a second there. That I saw Taft on here and I saw the purple air near, and I just assumed it. You're right. We got
Banana
teal,
bread.
we got a banana bread, and it. The interesting thing here is that salmon leaves during the banana bread, but we hit a green test, so it's actually right as we started the test, and it kind of looks like Disney might have done it because usually you only banana bread when everybody's in conversation on balcony because you almost always get an opportunity to. So it kind of looks like Disney hit a white banana bread, and that salmon left during it. So Disney might actually have a lot of suspicion coming their way.
Disney's also kind of leaving Toby on waiting.
It looks like that, right? So what's interesting is here is Disney did have a ton of time with Toby in there. This is like one of the only venues in which Toby can actually run out of people to offer to. So many people took drinks, and then there's 2 people to offer. It's like one of the most saturated drink balconies I've seen. So like Toby's just kind of hanging out, and it looks like they're just like holding their tray right here.
Time's running out.
We're low lit, and there's just a shot on Disney.
Yeah,
I actually don't
Disney.
mind that shot.
Disney was talking quite a bit.
Disney was talking quite a bit. Disney was talking during the white banana bread. The timing just kind of lines up. Let's see who would like. Let's judge this. So, if Disney was flirting with us,
Banana bread.
yeah, Disney could have been flirting with Alice or us. And looks like I think we were crediting Alice as the flirt one there, and that actually is that's not a bad shot actually at all. So totally understandable. Balcony civ shots happen, and not unreasonable. All right, well, we got one last game of balcony. Drava is looking to win as Spy to at least come out even on their venue pick. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. AI control, little redirect, and we are going to get directed right next to our seduction target, which ends up being very nice.
Banana bread.
We're going to banana bread immediately. So this one, that is a choice. I wonder if that one was accidental or not, because there's not really a good reason, I think, to have done
maybe
that before
intended to flirt.
I feel like it must have been, right?
Yeah.
Then again, it does mess up people's timings. There's this SpyParty fans article from forever ago called "The Average Game of Balcony" by Drawn Onward. It's actually really insightful about balcony, and just like you can talk about like usually the sequence is flirt, then either flirt banana bread, and then either whatever you didn't do before, and then flirt, and that's the average game, right? Throwing a wrench in that can throw people's habits around when they do the timings for shooting, all that kind of good stuff. So could also just be to throw off Gunxang a bit.
Irish talked quite a lot though. I think they had the banana bread and also were talking right after.
Yeah, and it looks like Irish is just gonna be hanging out in this conversation. So if they stay there a long time, I think that talk right there is probably too quick for the last flirt. So I wonder if there's gonna be anything in there because sometimes people get bumped down for talking kind of unnecessarily, like it was too early for a flirt cooldown timer and whatnot. But the fact that Irish is just kind of hanging out here probably means that we're okay. Irish, yep. I don't feel like there's going to be a shot coming on us off. This looks like we are going to be coming even. into the final. And actually, I'm gonna get shot here right at
Oh
the
wow,
end
last second.
for the talk there. Yeah, but I agree though. Irish was talking a lot. Was talking a lot in there, and that absolutely could have been Irish finishing, flirting with us actually, or Seek actually.
And the end of
She
red.
talked right before Seek left, so not a bad shot at all. Totally reasonable plays, and we end up coming at a balcony even.
Going into library, the polar opposite.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be such whiplash going in here. So what's funny though is so balcony is often considered like a 50-50 map, but it's coin flippy. Library is considered like a 50-50 map, but it's the opposite of coin flippy. You just expect to win your sniper games. So this is a big moment for both of their spies when if they can get a break on this one because this is where they could start cracking into a lead. So a lot of the randomness might be out of the way early, and then from here on out, they actually have to really win their games outright. But regardless, well, let's start Gunxang as teal on library, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Immediate time ad. How do you feel about this?
Ooh, this is too meta, I think. Um, but it seems to work. We have
Yeah,
6 minutes.
and famously the adage around if you can get away with one time ad, you can get away with two. Especially if you hit the first green one. Like there's kind of like some people will just like they'll add time until they hit a white test. Um, so I don't mind it here at all. But that said, on library, what timeouts really give you are more distraction and stress around statue and spec swap finishers at like the what would be the last minute mark. That's gonna come at like 2.5 minutes instead. Oh, we're doing the side transfer behind pillar and the thing. I know the quarter's not getting checked at all. That is a lovely little play there. No real reasons to swing out to the sides. I like that a lot. The
We
nice
don't
thing
seem
is
to be giving highlights to statue goers, one-time goers.
that's a good point, especially for library where a lot of that's just kind of automatic. I actually have been even checking what these highlights been for. Have you seen any highlight moments for like Papa or Twin? It looks like the other highlight over there.
Yeah, I think the highlights are usually for mission, but I just saw Boots got highlights for completion on
Interesting. Okay, so
statues.
right. So we might be doing highlights only for complete on that one, which is an interesting. That I wonder if that's going to come into play here because one of the things about statue highlights on library is that because library is the longest time setup that we have naturally, and we also added 2 time adds. Sometimes it can be really helpful just to remember if somebody gets statues really early and then like 4 minutes later is finishing up statues later. So that can be a bit of a memory strain. But one of the cool things I liked about that microfilm play that we had at the beginning is there were no statue visitors on the right-hand side at that time, so we actually didn't. There was no reason for anyone for the sniper to swing over and linger to notice the potential for the pillar on the right side. So it just like it played the tendencies of most snipers really well. I think it would have worked versus me really well because I would just be like coming over, checking, make sure there's no statue visitors, and then going right back over to Anba and Toby. So really cool thing in there. We do have to get the second part of the microfilm though.
Amber just passed us, no bug.
Absolutely.
Think
If
we
you
passed up on Purloin twice.
we do go grab this fingerprint though. All right, so let's say if you got green microfilm pretty clean off the side here, what would you do for your second microfilm?
I would think that if the first one worked, the second one would work in the exact same way. I would
I
just
like that.
extrapolate the weakness that I believe to be in the sniper. So we'll see. We
That's true.
stopped.
Yeah, and also, here's another question for you: do you review replays when you go back? And if you're playing a competitive set, do you take the time to do replays, or do you just kind of like keep it rolling?
Oh, I sometimes do, especially in the beginning, for someone that I didn't play a lot against. I am super interested in how people snipe me, so it helps to know what they're watching for, what they're highlighting for. Yeah. What about
Yeah.
you?
It depends. I usually try to
Banana
at least
bread.
like scrub the timeline because so we have a fake banana bread here. We don't have a suspected agent with us, so this is going to be interesting. So, what's interesting we I feel like the coherence of this game is a little interesting to me because we are both playing a get civ shot and we're also playing a very under the radar spy game. We might go for another bug here behind the pillar. We don't actually. I feel like that one actually. I guess the arm may have stuck out a little bit, but that one felt kind of free, especially with our position. We might have gotten credited with it anyways. It doesn't seem like we're getting any credit for it, so it seems like that ended up being fine. Um,
I think
ooh,
what
we're
you
gonna
just
behind the
said.
pillar
Banana
purloin.
bread.
Behind the pillar purloin. We're gonna
Nice,
distract
it's
the.
happening. It's the rush. It's happening.
Oh. Okay, so what's when it's gonna get noticed? And it's a fingerprint. Oh my god, it was a fingerprint purloin. I don't even know if that part was
This is
intentional.
so fast all of a sudden. It was a slow
Yes.
game because I think with the time ad we were trying to get more activity from NPCs. But now that we are in a good position, we can definitely finish this.
Yeah. What's fascinating here is right now Gunxang might feel like. Honestly, I feel like a Civ might just get shot. If once we actually see the sniper react to purloin, that is, um, we're
I
really.
think we're
I don't know if you've
confused
seen
about
it.
the purloin.
Yeah,
You
I
think we
agree.
haven't seen it? I think we
I don't
saw
know.
it a little bit later, and when purloin happens in the middle, it's very confusing which side it came from. So we probably just decided not to lowlight.
Oh,
Oh,
and
we got
there.
lowlight. Oh, that's when it got noticed.
Yeah,
I think this
I
is
think you're
from the
right.
purloin.
This has to be it being identified now. And while Ambassador was getting camped, we were doing the microfilm. That's not close at all. And we are going to win here right as Seduction Target steps away. By the way, that would have been so tragic if Seduction Target stepped away right at the end and we wouldn't get the mission win on this one. This is a really cool one. Are we green test returning Purloin, I think, there at the end? Yeah. It's not going to take, but we did have a pending return list at the end there. Very stylish spy game.
Hmm. Great microfilms on this venue. I think this is the venue to play the attention game, especially.
Yeah, 100%. So a low light mission win finish after two time ads, a cheeky transfer microfilm, a fake banana bread, a real banana bread that was distracting from a purloin behind pillar that had a fingerprint on it. Such a stylish game. It was funny because it was like we were saying, it was so slow and then it was so fast.
All right, let's see if Drava returns the favor.
All right. Drava as Smallman in three, two, one, playing it. I do like this response, by the way. Of I don't know if this is intentional, but like if I lost a game that I was like I'm expecting to win,
Oh,
oh, we do
bug?
not get that bug.
No.
Unfortunately, the arm we don't bump it. But I do feel like it was a pretty good swing, though. I don't think we're gonna get any credit for it, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But also we're not gonna get caught out on that. But Smallman is just like a way to be like, okay, if I feel like I just dropped behind, it's a good comeback mechanic, and we are gonna get this transfer off completely clean. Or sorry, remove the microfilm completely clean.
That is truly returning the favor.
Absolutely, yeah. We are also maybe out behind pillar here. Are we going to do some pillar strats at all? I mean, there's no real options right here. We'd have
We
to
don't
go.
have a
Here's
bug,
ambassador.
yeah.
Here's ambassador. Are we going to do something? We are not. We're not fully behind pillar anyway, so I guess it's probably the right call.
It's a talkative party. Most people are talking.
Yeah. Also, the funny thing with Pillar is, like, I always think of libraries being symmetric. Here's another pass by Ambassador. We do not go for that one. I do think that one...
Yeah, that one's too
would've-
risky, because Toby's here.
Toby's here. We were being watched. Ooh, Purloin is happening. All right, are we going to get out of here or not? It's going to be another white Purloin. It's going to be partially covered by Pillar. Are we just going to go? We are going to
Sniper's
go.
just watching Amba, so this is pretty clean.
I actually think we shouldn't even go close to this Purloin at all because I don't want to be near it. But maybe we go to statues
Have we
and it ends
seen
up
it?
being fine.
Oh,
I don't
we're
think
we're
we have.
definitely seeing this. So we think it's not sorry. Yeah. but we're confused.
Yeah, I 100% think we're confused in here. I think we're gonna three cycle this statue. Smallman's so fast. Oh, we were not. We're not. Okay, never
We have
mind.
some greens, yeah.
We get enough greens in there. It's just like I always feel like if you hit the first white as Smallman, oftentimes I just get really worried that they're not going to be able to be quick enough to do it because his animations are just really quick. But we do seem to get that off just clean. And now there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Gunxang. If you whiff on a Purloin on Library, how do you feel like you come back from that?
I don't even take that risk much. I feel like Purloin is something I have to be watching all the time, and if I miss it, I basically just assume that everyone, who is not a low light has it.
And I think that is basically what happened right there. So
Yeah,
we have
Disney,
a
I think,
middle statue
had some
situation.
prints and was just very active. Yeah, so we assume probably he had it.
Yeah, exactly. And was I think Disney was highlighted in that near Toby when I think we identified it. So I think we could have just been worried about that one and just worried about an early finish. So I agree. If I'm just fully behind and the Purloin's just there, I'm just really worried that there's just gonna be a random finish and just gotta shoot somebody. So with that though, uh, uh, that's two spy wins on library. So flipping the script a little bit here, and we are still tied as Gunxang jumps in as Irish, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Looks like we're gonna
Okay,
be ripping
we
this book.
books again. Oh, immediately. That was on screen, but no
Yeah,
consequences. So maybe we'll
so
try some
far.
slightly different shenanigans with books.
Yeah, so far, because like it's always hard with library to know. Okay, so it's on screen, but were they actually looking for it, or were they checking like memorizing statues and not really looking at books at all, that kind of thing? We do seem to be near Irish for a little bit there, kind of lingering. Could have just been lingering near Toby, but I just feel like Irish has been on screen a little bit here.
This party is pretty nice. I think there were a few flirt pairs in the beginning. People standing close by outside of conversations.
We do a quick little book jump. So what's funny here is oftentimes if you rip book, actually, so I really like this play. If you rip a book out on library, some of the times snipers actually will remember who has been to all the books. And when somebody just shows up at a bookcase with a book, you're like, hey, wait, I know the people that have taken the books. You never had a book. You must have tried to do something sneaky. What we do here is Irish takes book back to green, dumps it, and immediately jumps back in the conversation circle like we never had it. So if we never saw and kind of clocked that Irish had that book in there, we never like really paid attention to it. This probably is just entirely clean.
Transfer is so popular in the library. Makes sense. It's a place for books.
Yeah, do you like direct transfer or action test transfer on library? Or do you just kind of mix it up?
I mix it up depending on the person. I think it also has there's a factor of like how much your green rate is. I think my green rate is not high enough.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
we're
actually agree.
fighting for the briefcase.
Yeah, we might have just used it as an
We
excuse
lost it.
to walk away when we fought for the briefcase. But one of the things that is true, if you don't have like I actually don't have the best green test rate either. Library has those spots where I think we did actually hit a green when we went to the corner on the first game and
Another
we did the
time ad.
transfer. And you don't actually need to hit that white if you're just off screen entirely, right? So it makes up for any kind of green test issues.
That was a slightly unfortunate time ad, because it added directly to 3 minutes, I think, so it beeped like a red.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's funny. Yeah, because if it sometimes you have the beep beep thing where you can if you do like let's say if that was a red test by the way, it would have beeped not only once but twice because it would have beeped once for the red and then twice for the 3 minute thing, and that sometimes is enough to even get the most non-timeout aware sniper to all of a sudden worry about the time.
Yeah. We don't
Or
seem to
maybe
have a very particular suspect at this point. The list is still here. We're still tracking Amber.
yeah, and what's nice here is that we can just return this book pretty innocently and then like be showing that we're actually not microfilming here. So what's fun about if you transfer first and then do prints off of the transfer, um, or sorry, off of microfilm later, you can be watched for microfilm and just put it back, and it kind of looks like you just could be wasting time a little bit, except for the fact that obviously you got a print there too.
Alright, so we have partial progress on statues and print. Would be great if we could have a printed statue one day. And probably we'll finish with contact, so. Oh, that's a
Ooh,
bug!
that's a nice bug too. I
That's
like that
behind
little
the pillar,
path.
probably.
Yes, it is behind the pillar. We do get a highlight for probably. Oh, we have a green swap here. We're gonna finish this inspect, and then that is gonna be our 5th mission. So we are not going to opt for finishing via fingerprints. Oh no no
Ah, that's
animation
not a
cut.
good putback, yeah.
It's not. Oh, but it
That's
doesn't
so
seem like
sad
getting
because
shot.
we were definitely on track. Was this scene? Why are we still alive?
I
Oh, maybe we
don't
got away
know. It
with it.
was
But if someone swaps for us, we're probably dead.
we're
I think the
requesting a drink.
highlight
We're
was from
purloining.
the
We're
statues.
purloining in front of camera.
What
God
is
damn it! What
happening?
are we doing? What are we doing? What
I
are
think
we
we're trying to
doing?
distract and just create a little bit more mental load. Or we just misclicked. I don't know. But that was crazy. The finish. I definitely thought it was gonna be a contact, inspect, print sort of game. But maybe we didn't see the next print, so decided to pivot to swap.
You know what's funny there though is if like here's the one thing I could try to give for this one. If there was a print on that drink, we actually had enough time to do 7 missions. Sorry, 8. We had enough time to do the full 8 missions thing, which sometimes people really like to do, just as like the fullest flex. Because if there was a print on that purloin, all we needed was the fingerprint, and double agent was close enough and in conversation that we could have literally had 8 missions done. Now there wasn't a print on that drink, so I don't think that's the reason why. So I think they were just like, I agree. I think they called over with Toby to help block the statue a little bit,
Hmm.
but we didn't need to purloin. That's nuts, and that's sad, but also like not
Yeah,
sad
but I
because he
think the
just made the
swap was
choice.
risky anyway, don't you think? Because definitely Irish was seen at the statues. That's why the highlight happened. So the swap probably would have been punished if you don't distract from it. So yeah, it's between they're in quite a pickle there, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, it's that was such a such interesting, bold choices. They were executed well. The weird choices were well executed.
Yes.
Um, anyways, that was a crazy game. All right, we got to jump into the next one. I don't even know what to say about that one. I could talk about that one forever. Okay, we got Rocker on Library, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I do kind of wish that we were able to go for the 8 missions. That would have been pretty cool because we would have done everything because we had a time. We get okay,
Oh, I really
almost
thought it
there.
was a real low light because we got AI control and got some really nice padding.
We did, and it looks like we were trying to low light, maybe like amber or something like that. Something we got collateral low lights. Sometimes those stick though. There's this player, Viri, way back in the day, and if he accidentally highlight or low lit you, he was like, he just kept it, and it was super frustrating because for some reason he was just right more often than he wasn't. But he was just like, all right, well, I guess he was like, all right, we got a white purloin here, and so this is gonna be probably the big
Not on
moment.
screen. Wait, but was that seen? I feel like we saw that, and we're thinking, yeah, the highlights land on the closest people.
I think you're
It's
right about
dangerous.
this. I think this is. I think it's seen, and we're trying not to we're trying not to show the reaction at first. We are parsing out this side of the venue a lot, though. Yeah, yeah, it was
Uh,
seen. We were camping for that most of the time. Yeah. So strong reaction there from Gunxang. So we're gonna end up being tied out of a pretty wild library set. That was the most normal game out of the library games for sure.
yeah. That was a normal pacing and everything, but it was just on screen.
All right. Well, we come out of a very wild 8 games, actually just even, and we're going to be ending on high rise and modern. So this is where it is all going to come down to, is these last couple of venues here. Um, so we are going to start on high rise. It is transfer high rise, and we got what is it? We got swap off and fingerprint off. Gunchang on white dress, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Gensen
D-
said no more swap today.
exactly. I was gonna ask like, do you have a preference between swap on high rise or microfilm?
I think swap is pretty strong, especially in the far away statues. Uh, Microfilm is easy to watch because it doesn't have as much. I'm not really familiar with the shenanigans when you can do microfilm not at the bookshelves.
Yeah, there's just not that many spots. Like the thing is, I would like microfilm on this venue so much more if there was any spot that was good for microfilm outside of the book pads that had cover. It's just because like
Yeah.
the 2 spots where you can stand and have cover on this venue are at the bookshelves, except for arguably I guess maybe the painting
At a
is a
certain
little bit,
angle, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's just like
Maybe we
no
need more
sneaky
wall
spots.
plants.
I 100% agree with you. I think the bush needs to be bushier, and that there needs to be just like a spot for you to stand behind to force the sniper rotation. Like if there was a spot next to the if we replaced honestly just the statue with a painting pad in the back right corner, um, or just added a spot where you could read there, I would like that so much. But high rise is what it is. I think it's just a little bit more open than that. So I agree. I like swap on this one in particular. But transfer does draw a lot of attention. And to the point of transfer, Salmon was getting a lot of sniper coverage for potential microfilms because he's on the obscured side. So we might have gotten away from more flirts during that because Simon was soaking up some attention.
We're just gonna park here and flirt, it looks like. I mean, we are kind of slow, so maybe it is a good strategy to not be walking around too much. We got the flirt done.
We do
Amber
got
is back at the books. Maybe we can do something about that. Oh, fingerprint is off, so that's not one of the things we can do.
Yeah. And we are gonna fake this banana bread because there's a lot of people in conversation.
Banana bread.
It takes a while to go, and unfortunately, Smallman is gonna be out, and he was highlight. It doesn't look like we've taken that low light quite yet, though. We were too there. There's the okay, not full. Nope, nope. Okay, so Smallman ends up not getting highlight, and we were worried about him actually splitting. So we're actually ended up being a pretty good banana bread, all things said, for us. We are going to go here and presumably not presumably, known, we're just going to inspect the swap is off. Might have actually really loved having swap on here because we're now a little bit behind on time.
Inspecting now doesn't feel like a good use of our time.
I agree. I don't actually know how we finish here with inspect. Well, I
We're
guess
gonna
we could
frame.
real
We're gonna
banana bread.
frame.
Banana bread.
Does this work?
Well, it's gonna be purloin here for the end. It's gonna be a green.
Oh, that's gonna
oh.
be interesting.
No, we. Okay. Oh, no! Why did you shoot again? Oh, this would have been so interesting. So,
Yeah.
that's a bummer. Okay. Oh well. We were too worried about banana bread happening right at the end there. So, all right, sorry. I said why did we shoot? Well, I know why we shot. We shot because there was 11 seconds with the banana bread, and we thought that red dress was done. I was more upset because I wanted to see how Drava would parse out the hanging clock with what Gunxang did, which was we green test banana or we green test purloin, and then we request a drink. We take a drink, so it makes it look like there's not going to be a green test purloin. And I don't know if Drava's been put in that position before to know that play.
That was a definitely very interesting play at the end. I was excited to see how it would play out as well. I was a little bit confused about the inspect, but I think it does set the time to be exactly this kind of pressure, 11 seconds on the clock.
Absolutely. Well, so Gunxang is able to take the lead on that. Gunxang has been playing really interesting spot. I'm really happy to see that. So we'll see if Drava can fire back. Drava, by the way, mirrors the mission pickups. So also going to have swap and fingerprint turned off. All right, Drava as queen on high rise, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing.
Innocent walk past Amber.
And into books for a flirt. We're going to do flirt before pickup, but I think that's actually just fine because it's not being watched very closely, I think.
No, we're just gonna do it here.
And it's not a bad choice. Like, we weren't getting that much cover probably from Alice there because her body was pretty close to the books, but a little bit of the head turn probably was covered there. And so we might actually have... Oh, that's such a bummer. Alice ditching us out for the statue. So seduction target's going to be taken up for quite a while here. And green bookcase is also pretty full right now, so we're kind of just stuck waiting here. Like, there's just nothing to do unless we wanted to banana bread, which would be a terrible choice right now. I feel like we really want to do a transfer banana bread seduce, so we are just, again, stuck waiting. And Amba is also actually gonna leave briefcase out here, so seduction target's gonna grab briefcase, so we have to be waiting even longer. I feel like we might even want to go start our microfilm process right now, but it looks like we're gonna wait to see where seduction target lands.
I'm sad about Sari. I think Sari was inspecting and picked up the briefcase, but then just went back to inspecting again, so maybe lost some sus. Although she is still highlight.
We are going to flirt here. So we have both flirts at the bookcases with our seduction target. We do the same thing twice. The exact same thing twice. We green flirt before pickup, and then grab brief book, and then we white microfilm.
It's working.
And both times they work. Exactly. If it just... Oh, we're just going to finish. This is going to be a finish. We're going to do a silent game here. I actually really like this choice.
Is this going to be a 3-cycle?
Ooh, good question. Queen's
This
animations
is kind of
are
near
slow.
Amber. Oh, we get highlight. We're finishing.
Oh, we're gonna...
We want to finish.
Oh,
this is
gonna
gonna...
3-cycle.
Okay. Amber's on the other side, so we're watching the other side. Seems like we got away with it.
We did get away with it. I want to see if we was that the right choice, the 3-cycle? Or I'm just curious. So let's see. Could we have put back statue? Yeah. I guess
Do
we
you think
could
it would have been better if we put back and just stepped away to the statue next to us? Because I think if we visit another set of statues, it definitely would still look bad.
It would have, but it's true. It would have been tricky. I guess what I do like is I think 3-cycling was better than breaking animation, but I agree that if we had only gone with 2 statues, but it's just so tempting to just finish right there, right? So Drava bets on Gunxang not catching the 3-cycle, and they are correct. And really just kind of a fun game there. We played to what the party gave us, which was seduction target just wasn't being very kind to us in conversations, so we force the issue at microfilm, and we just go to both books and get away with it. So a nice little game there by Drava. The spy games have actually just been really creative and interesting this set. I've been really happy with them.
I've seen some nice spy games on Challenger, and I think more people are opting to play spy first. So that's kind of a meta.
Absolutely, and I'm not surprised because honestly, their spies have just been really well adapted at getting games past the snipers. So, all right, well, it is 5-5 coming in the end here. So as we like to say, when it is tied coming into the last map of SpyParty, each game is worth a point. So the first game you win, you guarantee the draw. That's at least 1 point. The second game you win, if you do win it, that is the win, and that's 2 points. So big stakes here for this Modern set coming in. We got Gunxang on wheels on Modern, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Wheel's very strong on Modern. I think he just disappears.
And we're going to see how that is, because I think we might even rip right here. We do rip.
Oh,
It is on
another
screen,
book
though.
shenanigan. This is so meta for this match.
I 100% agree, because this is, let's see, I think Drava did the book rip. I could be wrong about this, and it's another green time idea.
Innocent, not innocent.
Yeah, not innocent. And then book rip into time ad feels like you were saying very meta for this particular set. We have an interesting path here. I think we might have been thinking about statues and then forgot we had book or something, or maybe we were thinking about windows, but we bail out and we just end up at this this combo.
Amber's leaving some prints as statue, but we do have a book.
I think we're thinking about contacting. It's not. It's mediocre. Okay, it's actually getting better here with white and maybe even Papa Danger. We do decide not to go for it though, as too many people leave the conversation we're in, and that kind of makes sense. We're gonna slide in next to seduction target.
Gonna do a nice flirt after wait.
I feel like we're staring down Bling Twin in the sneaky spot. Whenever people push themselves all the way to the edge on green bookshelf, it just looks suspicious, and we seem to have an angle on it. I think I could be wrong about this, but I don't think so. Green bookshelf book pad is easily the closest to the wall on any venue. So that pad's actually really extended out there, because I think Checker wanted to keep the pads the same size. But the pad is just so close to the edge that people actually clip the side sometimes.
We're gonna do our book dump. Looks fine so far. I think we were thinking about contacting for a while, but now is a worse time. And our ST just leaves. We're gonna try to predict. We land here. Oh, we pick up a highlight.
Yeah, do you think that's for
Perhaps
the
that's-
pathing?
That was a weird pathing, but I am not weird enough to highlight. I don't think we got prepared, because there were like 5 people previously in that conversation.
Yeah, I'm curious what that is for. It could be a delayed highlight on maybe. We did join at green bookshelves on kind of like a crowded spot. And speaking of green bookshelves in a crowded spot, we might think about going back to this. We're going to contact its green. Let's see what happens with the highlights. There's a nice spread of conversation circles. That's actually pretty good banana bread for Modern. I quite like that. And we are going to pick up a drink here. I don't think there's a valuable purloin frame, so I think we are going to delegate here. We do indeed, and then I presume we're going to go in. Oh no, there's a fingerprint. I didn't even notice that. Emma hadn't been there for a while, so we might actually not purloin at all. And then just go for a seduce into fingerprint. That said, that would be the sane thing to do, which means that Gunxang won't do it. We are going to probably purloin and swap or something.
We hit the green.
I'm trying to see we're not doing an insane thing yet. So let's see. I think that white, is smudging the fingerprint at the very least. I don't know if it was already smudged or not. At that statue that was there a lot earlier. Amba is not really being helpful dropping any additional fingerprints. It does look like we're looking for a fingerprint, but it's
Alice just did a whole loop of chase to return the briefcase. We were looking with anticipation at the return event.
We are, and we're going to be setting ourselves up near it, I think, because, this is actually... I don't know if we have enough time. This is gonna be close. This is actually be
Maybe
really
we can
close.
squeeze him out. No, he's gonna pick up.
Yeah, this is gonna be OT at the least. Oh, it
Oh!
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Alex, good shot. That
Oh, it's probably
again.
because Alice was chasing.
That's true. Yeah, the Alice, which is funny to me because if Alice didn't return that briefcase, I actually want to look at this real quick. Alice did do an insane chase around for that return there, and actually, that return. No, we definitely saw there wasn't a bug there. So Alice does that insane return on that one, which if it was me, I would probably would have just assumed that the AI would give up on it. Was there a there would have not been a print on that one. So if Alice drops that briefcase instead of returning it, there would be no briefcase print. So we would have had actually been in even a worse spot for trying to finish
Yeah,
fingerprints
she's
there.
really doing us a favor, and she died for it.
She did, yes. It's cruel. Well, I really want to see how that game would have gone, given the fact that we got kind of unlucky, unless there's another print out there. But Alice, like again, took that bullet for us. Bless. As we head into the final game, Gunxang is up 6-5. If Gunxang wins, they win the set, and if Drava, we get the tie. Drava as Duke on Modern in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
You think there's gonna be a timeout? We're too far from time adding right now.
I feel like there'll be a timeout or a rush or both.
Everyone
like
is at the bar. Everyone and their mom is at the bar, and we are at the statue. We are different from everyone else.
Well, Mom is at Right Statues and is double agent, but no, I'm just kidding. Yes, there are so many. Like this is such a flirting problem too, because it's not only do you have to watch all these people for Purloin, it's that like now there's such a stack of people that flirt pair. But what's cool about one of the things I do like about the stacked bar opening on Modern though, and if you highlight everybody, is then you actually have a really good pool of people that are highlight that are the flirt pairs, right? Then you just flirt pair highlights because everybody's stacked up on the top of each other. Everybody could have flirted with everybody, and then you go and see who is flirting with who. Like right now is an interesting thing. If all the highlights spread out,
They're
right?
spread
There's no
out,
highlights
yeah.
next to anybody. And here, like finally, like red dress, maybe Irish. Irish and Seek look suspicious, right? Irish looks like she might be flirting with Seek. But I don't actually think that's going to be kind of attractive.
I think we should be thinking about going to the bar because everyone got highlighted. I guess we don't necessarily know that. Oh, we just had a interesting stop.
Yeah, it might have
Gonna
been
continue
for
flirting.
briefcase. Yeah, and so we're looking around here. So this is going to be a little bit suspicious for Gunxang when there's not a Purloin or not something coming on. They really have been keeping these Purloin lights up for quite a while now. They could start dropping these back down, but I don't know if they've gotten mixed at this point or not.
Amber joins us. There's some cover. Oh, no bugs so far. Cover again. Wheels, I feel like, was helping us get a bug, but the wingman is not enough.
Yeah, and if there's no Purloin that comes off here, I feel like Gunxang is going to feel pretty good about the rest of this party because there hasn't been a ton of activity otherwise. There's been a super active bar, but...
Oh, look at this. It's just...
Oh, standing!
It just happened right in front of the laser. Did laser see it? We were wearing black, and Amber was low lit, so... We're gonna pick up the briefcase immediately. This seems like it could be a mini rush. We can pick up another print after Amber.
Yeah, we could opt into it, which would be pretty fun, actually. I kind of like that idea. We don't seem to choose to do that, but I do like the premise. Instead, we go to statues. Is this statue printable? That would be awesome, actually, if it was. It doesn't look like it.
I'd say we're pretty on track to finish still. We're gonna 2-cycle this.
Green swap!
Ooh, we're gonna swap again. Not done with swap this set.
We're not done with swap set, and like that is an interesting. So is queen? I think queen's going to be the call here. No, actually. Oh, there it is. There's queen the call. As soon as queen steps into that conversation circle, she's called over immediately. The mission win is pending. The swap is not. Oh, the swap is on screen now, but I don't feel like we were watching for it. I don't think we've identified this. We have 5 seconds to shoot. 3, 2, 1. I don't think there's anything coming
No
off
movement.
here. That's actually too bad because queen's path. Kind of it begs for a swap call at least. Like it could have been spy framing, right, because of this, but that is such like a touch and like it's such an interesting path where it's a highlight. As soon as you touch the conversation circle, you immediately go over. That just feels like it called for the attention, but I think our eyes were elsewhere at that moment, and we get away with it. So two big decisions there. One was the standing bug, and then going for the swap, and then it ends up working out, and we had quite a spy set in that game or in that set. That was really fun.
I completely agree. So far, I have loved the books played, and swaps apparently happened multiple times today.
Indeed, really fun set. I fully like. Also, I feel like the players were having fun, which makes me pretty confident that they'll also stick around, and I hope they do because that was a joy to see and lots of creativity. Lots of like. I really like that they just felt like they had lots of options and they just used all the options available. We definitely saw a little bit of everything that set.
Yeah.